Sponsored by
RKDF University.
As the pro-Palestine students' protest goes on unabated, New York Police Department officers stormed inside Columbia University on Wednesday carrying zip ties and riot shields, arresting dozens of people around the campus. After dozens of demonstrators occupied Hamilton Hall, vandalizing it on Tuesday, Columbia University's president, in a letter to NYDP, requested them to help clear individuals and encampments from the campus. The anti-Israel protests in the US's most prestigious institution have spread like wildfire, disrupting law and order completely for a week now. However, it is believed to be triggered by those who are not even affiliated with the university, ultimately creating havoc. Despite multiple warnings, the protesters seized the administration building known as the Hamilton Hall around 20 hours ago, marking a major escalation in demonstrations. Dozens of protesters barricaded entrances and hung a Free Palestine banner from a window as administrators warned that they might face expulsion for doing so. Protesters insist they will remain at the hall until the university agrees to three demands: divestment from Israel and companies supporting the war in Gaza, financial transparency, and amnesty for protesters. Meanwhile, the Columbia University spokesperson revealed that Hamilton Hall, after being occupied on Tuesday, was vandalized and blockaded, leaving no other resort than to request help from the New York police officials. The Columbia University spokesperson also clarified that the decision to reach out to the NYDP was not against the cause of protests, but was in response to the actions of the protesters. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden, in his latest remarks on the situation, maintained that the protesters have taken the absolutely wrong approach and have not been peaceful. On the other hand, the White House criticized the standoffs at Columbia and California State Polytechnic University, Humboldt, where students have occupied buildings. The law enforcement officials made multiple arrests outside the City College of New York, dispersing protesters and stepping up barricades in the vicinity. Despite such stringent measures, the protest encampments remain unaffected. It has been 2 weeks since the standoff between the pro-Palestinian protesters and the college administrations began at the Columbia University, which later spread like fire among other prestigious universities. About 1,000 student protesters, including several unaffiliated individuals, have been arrested from university campuses in California, Connecticut, Louisiana, North Carolina, New Jersey, New Mexico, Texas, Utah, and Virginia. The demonstrators have cited anti-apartheid protests in support of South Africa and anti-war protests during the Vietnam War as inspiration for their protests.